Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is 3-Chord Dave and I am a guitarist. Kind of. It's not important. Let's talk about some other stuff. While you're here, please hit that subscribe button and the like button and the bell and leave a comment and do all those things that people who are annoying on YouTube tell us to do. That would be great. So, let's talk about 10 interesting facts, rock and roll wise, that are shocking or mildly interesting. Why not, right? So, fact number one. Angelina Jolie's uncle wrote the song Wild Thing. That's right, Chip Taylor wrote the song Wild Thing. He's Jon Voight's brother, and Jon Voight is Angelina Jolie's dad. So, Angelina Jolie has a particular reputation for being a little bit wild. And her uncle in the 60s wrote Wild Thing. That's weird. Fact number two. There is a man called Vinnie Vincent. Yep, his name is Vinnie Vincent. And he was in a band called Kiss. Yeah, that's a band. You should look him up. Before he joined Kiss, Vinnie Vincent wrote the soundtracks for Happy Days and Joni Loves Chachi, which were TV shows back in the way back in the. If you weren't there when those shows were on, you didn't see it. There was no Netflix. There was no recording. You missed it. So I wasn't there, and reruns, stuff like that. Fact number 3. Did you know Bono? You know that fella from Dublin? He's in that band called U2. He's a bit of an idiot. Yeah, that Bono. Do you know how he got his name, Bono? He got it from a hearing aid store in Dublin City. Yep. And the store is still there. It's called Bonavox. He and some bandmates from a previous band before U2 were walking around Dublin City and saw the store. They started talking about it. And they, between them, came up with Bonovox. And were like, hey, you should call yourself Bonovox. And he did. Because he's an idiot. And he... at some point dropped the Vox, became Bono. He's still called Bono. He doesn't care. He's got all the money in the world because, I don't know, people like his music. I like some of his music. Number 4, Lynyrd Skynyrd was named after, wait for it, a high school teacher called Lynyrd Skynyrd. Yep, Lynyrd Skynyrd. And Lynyrd Skynyrd was famous for suspending students for having long hair. So Lynyrd Skynyrd did not spend a lot of time in that school, I would imagine. But that's one of those weird things. Number 5. This one disappoints me. The next one freaks me out that it's true. But this one, the band Led Zeppelin are one of the greatest bands of all time. One of the most creative bands. Got some of the best musicians of all time. Created some of the best albums and the best songs of all time. The song Black Dog, allegedly, is named Black Dog because a large black Labrador walked into the studio when they were recording. So, you know, creativity. Fact number 6. This one is almost unbelievable, but at the same time, yeah, no, it's unbelievable, but it's true. Eric Clapton, you know, guitar god Eric Clapton, one of the best guitar players of all time. Genius with a guitar in his hand. He wrote the song Layla for George Harrison's wife. George Harrison, who is a Beatle, who could probably murder somebody, and everybody would say, yeah, but he's a Beatle, so it's fine. True story. And, not at first, but eventually, Eric and George became good friends again. They were good. They used to hang out, go on holidays. And Eric used to, you know, like he had a relationship with George's wife. A Beatles wife. That's mad. Fact number 7. A founding member of Fleetwood Mac, Jeremy Spencer, left the band quite abruptly, by all accounts, to join a cult called the Children of God. Let me just rewind. He left the band Fleetwood Mac to join a cult called the Children of God. Yeah, how'd that work out? Oops. Before calling himself Bob Dylan, whose real name is not Bob Dylan, almost settled on the stage name Elston Gunn. Elston Gunn. Okay. Imagine Like a Rolling Stone by Elston Gunn playing on the radio. Just doesn't seem right. But somewhere in a parallel universe, they don't know who the flip Bob Dylan is. You know who they got? They got Elston Gunn. Elston Gunn won a Nobel Prize for literature, poetry, stuff. Wow. Think about that. The next one, numero 9. Did you know that there was once a time when William Bailey, the world famous rock and roll frontman, better known as Axl Rose, was paid $8 an hour to smoke cigarettes for a scientific experiment by UCLA. Singer in a band, smoking cigarettes, not a good idea. But he got $8 an hour, so, back in the 80s, that wasn't too bad. And fact number, the last one, it's this. Chuck Berry, there he's there, one of the greatest guitar players, most influential guitar players of all time, has had an alternative ambition. Chuck Berry wanted to be, when he grew up, a professional photographer. And the only reason he got into playing guitar professionally, was to afford camera gear so he could be a photographer. But imagine if Chuck Berry had never played guitar, he'd found some other way to pay for his photography gear and such. And we wouldn't have some of the great music, some of the greatest musicians ever are saying they're inspired by Chuck Berry, which is true. We wouldn't have great movie scenes like Pulp Fiction and obviously Back to the Future. Chuck Berry would have been a photographer. You probably would never heard of him, because name more than 2 photographers. Exactly. So, guys, those are our 10 facts for today. Rock and roll facts. Some of them shocking, some of them not so shocking, some of them like, so what, who cares? However, they're all kind of fun to think about. Like, they all impact music, or maybe they don't. I don't know. But let's think about them. I'd love to know some interesting facts or rumors that you've heard down the years. Pop them in the comments down below there. And while you're there, please hit that subscribe button, the like button, the bell thingamabob button. I don't know, hit all the buttons, whatever. Watch another video on my channel. See if you like that one. Some of the videos I do are actually kind of good. So, check them out. It's going to be interesting what happens. Guys, thank you very much for sticking it all the way to the end. Thanks for swinging by the channel. And I hope to see you on the next one. Wherever you are and whatever you're doing, take care of yourself. And I'll see you soon.